Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gaymer Atlas. I just found out about this game, Endzone, A World Apart. It looks really, really cool. I was watching somebody play it on YouTube. It is a resource management city building game, just like all the other ones we've been playing on the channel, and my favorite type of game. But it's in a post-apocalyptic world. It's very interesting. You have to kind of hunt for scrap metal and deal with radiation and a lot of interesting things. We're just going to jump right into it. When you first start the game, you don't have a whole lot of options. I played with the map size large. We're just going to leave it on large and kind of leave everything as a default. It is a random map generator, kind of like that. And we're just going to go ahead and start. So this game is still in closed beta. In order to get access to it, head over to their website and purchase it directly from their website, and then you will immediately get a Steam key where you can activate the closed beta on Steam. Okay, this seems to be a suitable place to settle. You know what we learned back in the Endzone basics. We need to install water and food. So I played the tutorial once already, and it was rather difficult. Actually, I wasn't able to get enough food and resources to thrive. So I learned my lesson, I hope. So that I can bring you some tips as we build out here. So you start with this van, or this wrecked bus. That is your city center. So just like in Anno, you have a city center, and we're going to build everything out from there. And the first thing that we really need to do is get water. And the build menu is here. Now the thing that you mainly have issues with in the early game is having enough people to do your jobs and getting enough water. So the first thing we're going to want to build is a cistern, and the cistern collects. Now, when you build this, you'll notice a few things. Number one, there is a circle around it, as in a lot of games, and as you would expect, that is its kind of area of influence. Now, unlike a lot of other games, though, very interesting is that you can move that area of influence over time, actually at any time and for no penalty. You can move that area of influence to someplace completely different. Now, no, it might not always be advantageous to do so, because your people will have to walk longer distances in order to retrieve resources, etc. But for now, the other thing I like about this game, and we've recently been playing Dawn of Man, which again is also very similar, but unlike Dawn of Man, this game has a people manager. And that's my biggest complaint about Dawn of Man, is not having a people manager. So here we can see we have 10 settlers. We need to go ahead and assign some of them to be builders, so that we'll just put 4 of them for now, so that they'll get our cistern built. And then we're going to need water carriers. I think one of the mistakes that I made in the beginning when I played the first time was not focusing enough on the water carriers. I think I only put 3 or so humans on it, but we're going to actually, this time we're going to max it up to 5, because as you're going to find out, like I said, we're going to have a hard time getting enough people to do all of our jobs. So I didn't really want to commit 5 to the water right off the bat, but like I said, I've learned my lesson, so we are going to commit 5 right off the bat. We can see we got some various things scattered around our map. It's actually really cool. It's a really big map. You can find lots of interesting things. We have like abandoned subdivisions, and you know, a bit later in the game, you can send out scouts like to the gas station ruin and scout it out. Oh yeah, look at this. We got our old wind generation. And I think you could actually find some old nuclear power plants that you can possibly restore. I'm not sure. I haven't really gotten that far into the game. We're going to find out together. Okay, so now we can see we got this going, but we don't got anybody working there. Now there's 2 ways you can assign people to work. You can do it right here in this panel, which is what we're going to do. And like I said, we're going to do 5 right away. And if you click on this, he'll see he needs somewhere to collect water. So the easiest thing you can do is build a boardwalk that goes out into a lake, and you press R to rotate. It goes out into any body of water, really. So we're going to get that built. And you need to make sure that it is within your area of influence. And you can see that it is outside. Oh yeah, look at this. You see these little symbols here? This means that they're going to remove the radiation before building. So this ground has some radiation in it. What do we got over here? Some old refrigerators, and we're going to harvest some of this. Actually, you know what? You can actually start that right away. Now, if you want to start collecting a resource like this scrap pile, very similar to Dawn of Man, you can put a collection area. Foundations too. You can put a collection area and then send them out there. So what we're going to do is actually, it took me a while to find the collection area, but it's in the build menu. So we go to the build menu and then go to tasks. You have a few different ones. We're just going to do gather all resources, because I don't really care what they are. Well, that's going to actually get us wood too. Not a bad idea. Anyways. So we're going to gather all resources and just place that there. And now the great thing about this is if you have any idle citizens, so here you can see we have 5 citizens, 4 of them are assigned to builders, and we have 1 settler that's free. That 1 settler will automatically come here and do this job unless we assign him a permanent job elsewhere. So I really like that. I think that's really cool because you don't have to kind of micromanage it. But, you know, if you do want people up here collecting, you have to make sure that you, number 1, either have a free citizen to do so, or you can permanently assign a citizen just the same way you would assign any other job. We're going to build a road right here. I'm not really sure, you know, what the purposes of the roads are. I did get a message that said, improve your logistics network at one point. I don't know if that meant to build a road, but it seems like I did and it worked. So maybe, I don't know. So I kind of like this little area we're starting out in. We're going to need quite a bit of space for farming. So we need to figure out where we want to do that. We have a lot of stuff we can collect up here, so probably not that direction. Very important to collect all of this scrap metal. So we'll probably do our farming right down here. Looks like a good place for it. Nice and open. Okay. So like I said, we need to move this work area so that it encompasses this boardwalk that we're building. So just over here on the right, all you have to do is click move work area. Now look, we can move it just about anywhere. I don't know if there's a limit to how far, but like I said, you don't want to put it like way the hell over there. But we're just going to move it a tad just so that we can get our boardwalk included in there. There we go. And we need them to finish building that boardwalk, obviously. Oh yeah, look at them digging the road with a shovel. Now what's interesting too is a resource that you have to collect in this game that is like out of the ordinary is you have to get protective clothing to protect your citizens from radiation. You can see that right up here, protective clothing. And in order to do so, you need cloth. And in the real early game, there's no way to really make like resources right off the bat. Instead, you have to use a recycler, and you have to like harvest this scrap, all this garbage you see all over the screen, and use that recycler to either filter out plastic or metal or computer parts, but it can only do one at a time. So for example, if you want to collect all 4 of the major resources beyond the basic ones via the recyclers, you're going to need to build 4 recyclers, and then you have to staff 4 recyclers. And even then, it doesn't give you a lot of resource. So you really have to, and like I said, staffing them with your workers is also an issue that you have to constantly think about. So it's actually pretty complex and a little bit more challenging than I was expecting when I first started playing it, actually. All right, so we got our boardwalk all made here. So now our people that we assign to work here, you can. The other way that you can assign builders is by people working here is just by clicking on it. And this is a really nice touch. When you do click on a building, you can see your workers and like kind of their pathing and where they're going. I really like that because then you can see that they're working and you know, they're all coming right now to get empty buckets, and they're going to take all these buckets down to the end of the dock, and they're going to scoop up water and bring it back and dump it in here. You can't really see it from this angle, but this is like a giant above ground pool that we're just storing our, yeah, it's sanitary, right? We're going to drink all our water out of that. But yeah, we're just going to collect it from there. Now, when I first played, I thought, okay, this is enough, you know. We'll have plenty of water. Wrong. No. You know, there's different things, seasonality effects, you go through droughts. So luckily we have a whole tab for water here. And the other thing that we're going to build right off the bat is a well. And this kind of just continually, you know, accumulates water, and then you can collect it with the same people who are going down to the dock over there and collecting. And the last thing that's going to be important to keep our water game up is this rain water collector. It does rain quite a bit in the game, and you can get a lot of it. Actually, more often than not, this thing was full of water just waiting for my collectors to move it. Now, you can see we don't have any, like right now, we don't have any vacant people. I guess we do have 1 settler. We're going to need to assign 1 person to the well. And we're also going to need people collecting scrap. Now, we do have 5 children, and how that works in the camp is the children help their parents kind of move things to their homes, but they don't work, obviously, and they do, you know, as they get older, you get more adults, and then as they procreate, you obviously get more children, so that's kind of how it works. You don't really get immigration, per se. It's not like Foundations where, you know, every 5 minutes 2 new people show up. Unfortunately, that would actually be great in this game, because like I said, it's hard to get people. I guess it's more realistic, like, you know. in a post-apocalyptic world, people are not just walking around looking for new settlements to join, I guess. I'm just going to build a road around there so we can build some additional things. Now we're going to need an area. Okay, yeah, we need somebody to work at our well, and I don't have anybody to work there. I'm going to have to take away a builder. Oh, actually, we do have somebody that can work there. There we go. It's just going to take them away from our collection point over here. And actually, you know what? We can give up one of our builders. We can just have 3. See, it's already raining. If we had a rainwater collector, we could be collecting this rain. But like I said, the rainwater collector uses plastic. The other thing we're going to want to get going kind of right away is our farms, because they take a long time to grow. And like I said, food is very, very important. We're going to build it way the hell out here because we need a lot of space. And what I've noticed is you can only make a farm so big, which is kind of disappointing because it's not as big as I would like. I'd like to make a farm like this, fucking big like this, but I gotta this is like the maximum. Right here is the maximum size I can make it. So I'm going to build 2 right here at the end of this street. And it built right away because we didn't have any radiation or trees in the way. It's hardly ever happened to me. As more likely than not, they have to clear the land first, and there's a bit of radiation here. You see that they're going to have to clear before I can build there. Well, look, we got some animals walking through here. Now, we should probably also, like I said, the first time I ran out of food and water, the first time we had a drought. So we need to, start collecting that stuff ASAP. I think we can build a hunting lodge, and that will kill those animals there. But those are the only animals I'm really seeing around here. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. We can also build a gathering hut and a fishing hut. Now, the fishing hut didn't seem like it got that much food for me, but I could be wrong. All we have is this little lake, so I'm not really sure if we're able to even fish in there. I mean, I guess so. The gathering hut is very important because they can get food by collecting berries and stuff, but as soon as a drought hits, all of the berries will be gone, and you won't have anything to collect. So the seasonality is very important. And like I said, it's going to be hard to just get people to work at this thing for us. Let's just build it right here. Why not? Oh yeah, look, Earth radiation is low. Click to show Earth radiation. Oh, goodness. Oh yeah, I see. So when you build where the green is when they have to actually remove it. And then this is our water. Groundwater, which is important. Like, we wouldn't want to have farms up here, for example, because we don't have any groundwater. We need to have it in the blue. I don't know what the hell that means. Maybe there's oil there or something. We started in a good place, thankfully. Okay, so I don't have anybody to work at our damn farm, though. Go ahead and assign 1 person here. And we're going to set the seed. The first farm I'm going to do is peppers. And the reason for that is because they grow the quickest. They don't yield very much, but they definitely grow the quickest. You know what's funny? You can grow hemp and actually make joints. I'll show you that in a little bit. So we're just going to, I said, we're going to do peppers because it's really quick. And then our other field will do something that takes a bit longer to do, but yields more food. I think that's a good strategy. A good mix of some fruit up front and also some for the future. We really need to have, quite a few farmers. So the 2 available people that we do have, we are going to go ahead and assign them to be farmers. Now, means we won't have anybody collecting any scrap or anything, and we do need to make sure that we start getting some resources. But I wanted to make sure that we got the food and the water figured out. Now we have 820 water. It's relative. That's like a drop in the bucket of our storage limit here. Looks like we can store 10,000, which that usually means I want to store it all the way up to 10,000 before I feel comfortable. But that might not be possible. I was having a hard time just keeping it, like I said before, and it's still raining. We could have been getting A lot of fresh water if we would have been able to build that rain water collector. Still waiting for them to clear this over here. Got plenty of protective clothes. Now, sometimes they won't clear, and you're like, why the hell are they not clearing? It's because they don't have any protective clothing. They actually can't go out there and do it. Yeah, he's like wearing a mask. Now, in order to make the masks, there's a few different kinds of protective clothing. In order to make the mask, you need coal as well, which, you know, we're not anywhere close to having coal yet, so I think we're just going to be able to make protective scarves. But we probably should get that making kind of as soon as possible. Okay, and on this farm we're going to plant, I think, potatoes. They take 5 seasons but yield 1,500 food. Actually, you know what? Let's do lettuce. Or cabbage, sorry. I don't know what the fuck the difference. Well, I do know what the difference is, but yeah. So let's do cabbage. And when this is red, it means all of your settlers basically have jobs. Or you have things that need jobs, or jobs that need settlers assigned. So we did build our gathering hut over there. We don't got anybody working there. So I'm going to assign one of our builders to go work over at that gathering hut. Oh, actually, you know what? No, it's not built yet. It's not built. It's the one thing I don't like, is it lets you assign the job before it is built. And that's kind of a waste, I think. Can't wait for my new webcam to come tomorrow. Then I will be able to share my face with you guys. I'm sure you're excited. Not. That's annoying. Oh well. Okay, so we got our farms going. You'll notice they're out here planting some peppers. And you'll actually get to see these grow and then watch them harvest them. And I guess in an emergency as well, if you can't wait for them to fully grow, you can harvest them in advance by clicking this button here. Now, in this game as well, you have farms, and you also have plantations, which look just like a farm, but they're more like trees, where you can grow, fruit and nuts and different things. I don't know what the benefits are of having different types of food. To me, food is food, so I'm not going to sit here and make 6 different plantations so that they can have walnuts and pears and live a life of luxury. I mean, come on. We're just trying to survive here. Maybe. If we can even do that. I was not successful. Going onto this fast game speed makes things feel not just twice as fast, but 100 times faster. I feel like things take forever. The second you click on this, you're like, holy shit. Okay. There's a day-night cycle too. That's kind of nice. And I like that you can see the clouds. At least we got some food growing here. We got 3 people assigned to farm. I like the amount of water we've got going right now. Okay, now it's giving us this message about settlers without having a home. So we're gonna have to start building some housing. I don't know what triggers that. It doesn't trigger from the get-go though. We just got some other sort of alert. Oh yeah, our food is getting low. Good thing we made the farms. I don't think we can really. I mean, are we really want to put a fishing hut in this tiny ass little lake? I don't think so. All right, so we're just gonna build a normal house here. Now, when you see that little green thing, that means you can lay that right over the road, and that's its access point. These houses don't fit that many people, surprisingly. This bigger the shelter does, but you need some more advanced parts that we don't have yet. But we want to make sure our people are happy so that they'll continue to procreate and create new workers that we can enslave. Yes! Oh yeah, look at this. Maybe he's going to start getting some food out of this soon, I hope. And I think we're probably even going to want to build another farm. I had 2 last time and it just wasn't enough. Maybe we can do it over here. Oh, Yeah, we got some of our scrap in the way. That's okay. It's almost the maximum size of it anyway. Logistics. Build a road. Down here. Oh yeah, we got our housing going up. Very post-apocalyptic. We're actually getting the cistern. What is it trying to tell me? Storage space of the building is running out. I thought you could store 10,000. Click to open resource administration. I don't understand. Never got that message before. Look, we built all those houses and that was not enough. It really helps to build the shelter because they have a lot more people. And we're out of food. So now, you see how she's like planting over here? That's okay, because if these crops down here on the bottom are ready to be picked, they will kind of stop planting new crops and they'll start harvesting those. They won't like do the whole field. They kind of do it in waves. You see how she's planted this and then they're slowly growing? It looks weird, huh? But I guess it's more realistic because each seed starts growing from when they actually plant it. It's not like you gotta wait for like in workers and resources, for example, you have to wait for them to sow the whole field before the crop actually starts growing. Not realistic. Okay, and over here, we'll pick a seed that is like somewhere in the middle of those two. But we're gonna need a lot more farmers. And we don't have any people at all. Didn't I tell you we were gonna have a hard time? And our gathering hut is now open. Should have somebody over there. It's another food source. People are pissed off with me. Oh god, we're losing people left and right. That is not good. Our water carriers are dropping like flies. Because we don't have food. We should have just clicked this harvest now. I'm going to assign as many people as possible to be farmers. See? This is a hard game. The hell are those things? It looks scary. So, I mean, we are getting some food, finally. This is a disaster. You know how long it's going to take me to get those people back? I like the other thing too is that when you set workforce, you set it for that whole profession. You can do it just for this farm. Actually, not really. You set it for the whole profession, and then it evenly distributes. So we have 5 assigned to farming, and it's assigned 1 to work here, 2 to work here, and 2 to work here. And you can change the maximum number to work, well, up to a certain point. The maximum that you want it to auto-assign to work there. So if you only want 2 at each farm maximum, just do it like that. And it will distribute them appropriately. I think 2 per farm is good. I don't think you need any more than that. Okay, we're starting to get some food. But I'm getting nervous. Because we almost had a catastrophe. And I don't have any builders right now. And I also don't have... I only have 1 person hauling water. So... I'm actually going to have to take away a farmer. And put another one on the water carrier. Because we really don't want this to drop. Until we get people back. Alright, getting some food. Oh, it's dipping down again. But we're still harvesting here, as you can see. These have got a while to grow. But as they grow, you'll see the crop yield gets bigger and bigger. So if this got up to like 500 and I really needed it, I could just harvest it. Oh, now I'm debating whether or not even these 3 farms is enough to supply us with food. Last time I also had fish from fishing, but I really don't know if we should build fishing on that tiny little lake. I mean, maybe we should. At this point, we don't have anybody to work there either way. So as they start harvesting, they'll start planting it all over again. They have to bring the food all the way up here. I'm thinking we might need another farm. Also, the farms don't grow in a drought, so I gotta think about that too. Even if we, like I said, no matter what we build at this point, we don't have any workforce, so unfortunately, we killed them or they left. I don't know which. And we're already down to 23 food again. We actually might, like, not make it, guys. I mean, this might be our final few minutes playing this game. I'm not sure. It's so difficult. What would I even change? What would I do differently next time? Not even sure. I guess maybe build the farm first. Well, you know, the first thing we did was get water. I thought that maybe that was an appropriate strategy. No, it's gotta be. I think maybe we should have, maybe the appropriate strategy would have been to build the fishing first and then move on to farming, just so that we kind of had an immediate source of food. Because even though this was a relatively quick crop, it did take it some time for them to plant them and get the food running. And it looks like they haven't really been able to, because we don't have that many workers, they haven't been able to reseed this, so it's not even growing right now. It's just a little bit concerning. Because once they're done harvesting this, like, we're going to run out of food very quickly. This is a hard game, guys. I know I've already said that a few times, but geez. We really can't even do anything until we get new people. We have one free person. I'm going to assign them to farm. And I think we are going to restart. I know that sounds ridiculous. Thanks for hanging in there anyway. We obviously did something wrong. This is a learning curve that we can learn together. Yeah, look at that nuclear power plant. All right, let's rethink this. Well, first of all, we are still going to need this. And let's go with fishing right away. This is what we'll do differently. Let's assign our people to build. Just let them all build off the bat. The next thing we're going to build is this road. That's where we're going to have our farms, and we're going to build a boardwalk to collect water. Just like last time. Oh, we got some radiation we have to remove. Okay, we're going to put a general collection area again here. Just for the hell of it. We'll let 2 people go there and start collecting. And we're going to speed this up. We're not messing around this time. Now what we did differently is we didn't build a well right off the bat. We'll just go with this as our main water collection in the beginning. And we built the fishing hut, which will hopefully get us food a lot quicker, although it's fucking far away. It's probably going to take forever to get the food over here. Oh, look at that. It's already built, so we can assign... Let's just put 4 people fishing, because we need food. And let's put 3 people on water collecting. That's what I did the first time I played, and I feel like I didn't get enough water. But anything to keep our people from dying right off the bat, honestly. We should probably get a farm going right away. Or a few. Oh. Sorry about that. Wish we could make these bigger. Maybe I'll suggest that to the devs. There's a way you can send feedback in game. And well, let me build that. Actually gonna build 3 right off the bat. It's a little bit tricky. I guess I can't build there because of the scrap that is there. It's fine. Here we're gonna do peppers. Here we're gonna do cabbages. And then here well, it's not cleared yet. Of course we don't have anybody to work there. Let's take one of our fishers away, because I think getting this set up is going to be important in the farms. Make way more food than the fishery. It's going to drive me crazy that that doesn't live out, so I'm going to redo it. I don't think it costs us any resources to build a farm. Why would there be more radiation to clear than before? That's interesting. Oh, over here we're gonna grow corn? Yeah. Grow corn over here. There we go, we're planting food already. Now we're rolling. Oh, but see? We don't have enough water. Oh. The damn boardwalk was not in the area. Dang it. If it's not one thing, it is the other. Squash. We're still gonna do cabbage. Oh, goodness. Can we see if there's any fish? Doesn't tell us. So I guess there is. Because we got plenty of food this time and no water. So I didn't continue the road through there. Oh gosh, I can't believe how hard this is. Usually resource management games are a lot more casual, but I guess in a post-apocalyptic world, it is cutthroat. Okay, we're getting a little bit of water now. Still don't really have enough people to do anything. That's my biggest complaint. You know, we obviously need to man all these farms. And now they want housing. Jeez, they're so demanding. Like, you just survived an apocalypse. You're worried about having a house? I don't even own a house. as I'm sitting here playing this game in my apartment that I rent. You want a house? Give me a break. The fuck are these? They look like pigs. They call them so in the game. I don't know. Never heard that. I guess they're boar. Are they boar? Cool. They look kind of like boar. Okay, we got some food growing. That's a good sign. We're planting some corn over here. Growing our peppers. Right here. And we're going to build some houses. They have to go a long ways to bring that food back, huh? I really love this pathfinding. Being able to see the pathfinding. And they obviously prefer road over no road. Otherwise, why would they go that way? Still have 11 people. Did we get in? Oh, we got an extra person. We need that extra person to farm. Or actually, we might need him as a water collector. Look at our water. Our food's okay. Let's put him on water collecting. And let's also build a well. Give us some more water. I don't really know what the area of influence for the well is for. And you can actually provide electricity to your buildings as well, which give them a little bit of a bonus. Like, if you click on this, click on this guy, you can see he does, well, it's not finished yet, but here. This one doesn't say it. Damn it! But anyway, it says efficiency on the label. When you click on the building, it's usually at 100% efficiency and a 50% efficiency at night. If you give that same building electricity, that goes up to 150 during the day and 100 at night. So it does affect how many resources you're able to produce, which I like, but then at the same time, the building doesn't have to have power to function. It just gives it a bonus. I like that. That's cool. We're going to take one of our fishers away and we're going to put him on the well. You can start getting that pumping. I don't know how long the children take to become adults, but it's way too long. We're fast forwarding right now. And this means we have somebody who's unhappy. You can click on that, it'll actually take you to them. You can use this button to cycle through them. And you have to click on him to see what's wrong. He had a relative of the settler has died and has no grave, okay. That means I need to build a cemetery. I don't really know if that should be a priority right now, folks. I mean, we're just trying to survive here. I'm worried about a cemetery. I would really like to get this full up to 5 workers. But we need all the rest of these people doing stuff. We're not really building anything right now, I suppose. We can temporarily reassign them. Because I'm not liking where our water sock is sitting right now. I hope these things aren't eating my crop. Go find your own food. You know what it is? I wonder if the animals were affected by radiation. Maybe that's why they look different. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of like the soundtrack as well. I feel like I say that about every game though, so maybe I should stop saying it. So we are running out of scrap because we haven't had anybody up here collecting. We're going to make a just gather scrap task over here because there's a lot of scrap over here. But we of course have to have somebody to work there. That's the problem. I have to have one person assigned as a builder. It's telling me. Low on water resources. We have much more now than we did. I think we got one new adult. Oh, I already assigned him, didn't I? I'm going to take one of these guys, just one, and put him over here permanently. Oh, we can't. They're one of those unassigned worker type deals. Fulfill simple task and helps transporting resources. So I don't have to actually assign them. Now you can build a scrap. Maybe we should do that. We should build a scrap yard, which actually collects a lot of scrap. Oh. Oh, we can't go through there anyway. It's alright. Don't have to be anal about it. And then we can assign people to work here. And we can take this away. Oh yeah, look at them go. When you actually let people get assigned to these tasks, they do the work relatively quickly. Okay, we got a lot of water. We got enough food. They are harvesting this food right now. We can, of course, use a lot more farmers. The salvager, this will be the people that work at the junkyard. I'm sorry about that little restart there in the middle. Hopefully you don't mind. Sometimes it's kind of fun to see others' mistakes, just so you can learn for yourself. I made mistakes now twice playing this game, which usually I can figure games out a lot quicker than that. This one's really stumping me, I don't know why. Now the tutorial was not very robust. I think that's one of my problems with it. Unless that really is all there is to tell about the game, in which case, I guess more power to them. We're already out of housing again, too. Build another house right here. Yeah, see, these are pharmaceuticals. These are from herbs collected in the wild you make medicine out of. And before we know it, we're going to be out of this radiation protection clothing, so we need to think about how we're going to make up for that. I'm not worried about building the building to do it. I'm worried about having people to do it. And let's just assign them all here so we can get this building built. And we'll dismantle this work area. Yeah, we got plenty of food growing down here. And I guess the fish are bringing in more food than I realized. Because that was really the difference this time was... Oh, it looks like the pathfinding has like... It's different every time, I guess. Every time they find their way from one to the other. It's interesting. Okay, we got a lot of water now. It's raining as well. I don't know why this says somebody doesn't have food. We have plenty of food. Okay, here we go. We got nobody assigned over here. We're at least gonna assign one person at least permanently to collect salvage. Since we're down to 10, we really need salvage for everything. We're gonna need salvage to even get all of this stuff because, like I said, we're gonna have to use a recycler. The recycler, you input salvage and then you get out one specific type of resource. We'll probably build those out here. Did I have a gathering post out here? No, that was before. It's before we restarted. I forgot. So should we build a gathering post? Well, I'm just gonna have to find people to work there, which is gonna be hard to do. We are gonna go ahead and build our first. Should we build a lodge so that we can get wood? We can chop down all of this wood. We are going to need wood. Alright, let's do that next. Chop down all this wood. I have to say, this game is pretty intriguing. Pretty soon it's going to be hard for me to decide what game to play. I just have so many now. Between workers and resources, spend a lot of time with that. Dawn of Man just came out. Been spending some time in there. Check out those other episodes on my channel. Just have we currently have 2 episodes of Dawn of Man and 3 of Workers and Resources. Workers and Resources is really fun. I can get lost in there for hours and hours. You could too, honestly. Anybody can. It's a bit intimidating when you first open it up. Not so much anymore. They added a tutorial in the last update. Makes it a little bit easier to figure out. But before, really, the only way you could kind of get started with the game was to watch somebody like myself play it on YouTube. Or Twitch or somewhere and just learn from them, because it's hard to figure out. The production chains are very complicated. This game has simplistic production chains. It's not so much about the production chains as it is everything else, whereas Workers and Resources is more about the production chains, which I like. It's fun. Looks like we just got some more children. I guess some people had sex. So don't have any new adults. We're going to need at least one person to work at this forester. I like this tells you how many resources are nearby. One thing that Dawn of Man is missing as well is doesn't tell you how many resources are in the collection area. So if you're a dev for Dawn of Man and you're watching this, who am I kidding? Nobody's watching this. Same. Alright, I'm liking where we're looking on both food and water. So we learned our lessons, I guess. Yeah, this cornfield is now harvesting. So it worked out. Why they didn't plant anything over here yet. And we're also growing food over here, right behind it. Alright. Forester is ready. We don't got anybody to work there. So we'll put a builder on it. Leave ourselves with just a single builder. I hope we get to do some other really fun stuff in this game. I wish you could, like, find ruins and then revitalize them, or, find a nuclear power plant ruin and get it back up and running by supplying it with uranium or something. That'd be fun. Hospital. Do a little bit of exploring. Not the best time to do it at night, but greenhouse. I like these. These are cool. Wind engine ruin. Gas station ruin. Now somehow you can send out explorers, but I guess it's a bit later in the game because we don't have the buildings yet that you train them in. I don't know why this is telling me that my resource... This is trying to tell me that the storage space is running out. But up here it shows I have tons and tons of storage. Wonder if we should build a water tower? We don't even have the pieces we need yet. So, not yet. We really need more than anything is, in Workers and Resources we can pay to import a bunch of citizens. I wish we could do that here. We do have 6 children. They're slowly aging. We are running out of protective gear. So, we need to get that up and running ASAP. What we're going to need is a recycler. We're going to need a lot of recyclers, but for now we'll just need this one. And a tailor to build the protective clothing. What we're going to do is we're going to use this recycler to get cloth, and then we're going to convert that cloth into protective clothing at the tailor. I'm going to let this video run a bit longer than I usually do. I like to keep them below 50 minutes. We're at the 50-minute mark right now. We'll keep playing for a few more minutes. And then we'll pick this up in episode 2. Hopefully. If I don't die between now and then. We are going to eventually experience a drought. Oh, we have 7 children now. That's good news. We are eventually going to experience a drought. And if we don't survive that, then... Oh, what the hell was that? New goals. I always forget about the goals. Store 208 wood in the next 23 minutes. Okay. Seems fairly easy. But I only got one person down there chopping wood. Got a lot of food. Maybe I'll take one of our fishers and put him on wood temporarily just to achieve this goal. And I have one free forest. I'll put another one on there because I have a free settler. Should have put him in the refiner. But let's just see if we can achieve this goal, because it's going to give us 50 herbs and 30 scrap, which we could use. We have less stored now than we did before. So, also, when you click on the wood, so when you put down the forest lodge, you can do cut and plant, cut, or just plant. I'm going to put it on just cut, because I'm trying to kind of clear this area so that we can, you know, expand our civilization. I don't necessarily want all the trees there, but I think that's really cool because you can put one off by itself and just leave it on plant and cut, and it will stay self-sufficient, generating new resources as they chop them down. I like that. We are completely out of protective clothing now. We don't really have any workers that we can give up, but we're going to have to. And go back down to 1 on the forester. Maybe we'll just have to give up on this goal. And get the recycler going here. You have to pick what you want. You can only do one at a time, like I said. So we're going to do cloth because we need cloth to even finish building this tailor. We need cloth. So how does a tailor have a workforce? So we'll start producing the cloth, hopefully. Oh, we had a few more adults. Yay! So let's... Oh, just like that, they're all assigned. Not nearly enough. And we still only have, what, 1 builder? No builders! Oh, we can't go with no builder. Take away a forester again. Go with the builder. I think we are going to conclude this episode here. It's been a lot of fun today. Again, sorry about that little restart there in the middle. A little bit of a boo-boo. But on the next episode, we'll pick it up. We'll get our recyclers going and hopefully electricity running and everything else, and uncover some other fun things of the game. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you get a second, check that subscribe button below. It will help me out tremendously. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for staying here on the channel, Gaymer Atlas, and until next time, talk to you later.